welcome into episode 7 of Loan the Podium. That's Drew. I'm Mike. It's winter break, so the studio is quiet, and boy, do I love that. Not quite Canada on the road to Pyeongchang. 12 medals this past weekend. And Drew, let's start with the Dew Tour.
Let's do it. Dew Tour, typically second biggest snowboard and free ski contest behind the X Games. This year, obviously, it's the third biggest. Canada took home 3 golds on the weekend in Breckenridge, Colorado. And we'll start with Bromont's Max Perot. He took first in men's slopestyle. He will definitely be a threat to win that event in Pyeongchang. Darcy Sharp, Mark McMorris, and Tyler Nicholson also cracking the top 10 in that one. Over to the women's side, Courtney BC's Spencer O'Brien completed the Canadian slopestyle gold sweep, winning the women's contest. And watch for Spencer in South Korea in February. She's both a former world champ and an X Games gold medalist. And then Cassie Sharp from Calgary took the top spot in women's halfpipe on the skis. She was the top qualifier on Wednesday, threw down a near flawless run in her second go in the stunt ditch on Friday.
Stunt ditch.
Stunt ditch.
Real term?
That is a real term.
All right, I'll look it up after the show. To luge, and a name very familiar to our LTP viewers, Alex Goff. She is the GOAT of Canadian luging, and she was back at it again in Lake Placid. She slid to her second silver medal in as many weeks, and this week she had some Canadian company on the podium. In 2014 Sochi, 5th place finisher Kim McRae. Over to the doubles, where Tristan Walker and Justin Smith took home their first medals of the season with a bronze. And Drew, Alex Goff, along with that, picked up a silver in the sprint. That's not an Olympic sport, though.
That's a bummer, but still, she is looking good to bring home Canada's first luge medal ever at the Olympics in February. Let's move over now to Innsbruck, Austria, site of the 1976 Winter Olympics, Mike.
Who could forget?
Of course, where the bobsleigh and skeleton season was in its 5th World Cup event on the schedule. In the skeleton, Mirella Mimi Reniva ripped down and briefly held the top spot, but not for long. She was bested by teammate Elizabeth Bathji, who edged her out by 0.06 of a second. Reniva ended up third. Bathji took home her 3rd silver of the season. They both trailed Alina Nikitina, who may or may not be an Olympic athlete from Russia. It was a heck of a weekend for Justin Cripps. The world's #1 ranked driver finished 2nd in the 4-man bob, riding with Jesse Lumsden, Alex Kopax, and Shea Smith. Before that, he also took silver in the 2-man, with Lumsden riding along. Nick Poloniato finished 3rd in that same 2-man race, but he ended up getting DQ'd because the front of his sled was just 4 millimeters too narrow. Heartbreaker there for Canada, too. Kaylee Humphries held off the podium for the 2nd straight event. She usually rides with Melissa Loholtz. She was riding with former Olympic hurdler Felicia George on her breaks. They came 4th.
Nothing wrong with a little in-Canada competition there.
Oh, no, sir.
All right, we're going to head off to the home of the 2022 Games in China. The aerial competition will be held in Secret Garden, and that is where Lewis Irving, the 2016 FIS Rookie of the Year, finally broke through with his first career podium. Lewis completed a near-flawless back triple full to claim bronze, but Drew, he's still competing to gain a spot in the Olympics, but a couple more finishes like that, and I believe he'll be there come February. Yeah,
podium or 2 does not hurt at all. Eric Gay and the rest of Canada's men's alpine skiers were in Val Gardena, Italy this weekend. Gay pulled out a 12th place finish in the Super G on Friday, but re-injured his back during the downhill on Saturday, where he placed 32nd. Afterwards, the 36-year-old said he wished he had taken more time to recover rather than getting back on his skis.
You know, I kind of regret coming here, to be honest. I should have just trusted my gut. I should have stayed at home. I should have recovered properly. If you can't train and ski at 100%, there's no way you can race in World Cup. So I know that when I'm healthy, I can win. I can be with the best in the world, and that's what I should have done.
So let's hope the 2017 Super G gold medalist, downhill silver medalist, gets it together, gets healthy, back in time for the Olympics in February.
Drew, it's almost time for us to cap off our final show of 2017, but first, let's get excited about some Olympic hockey. We're going to throw it over to Rod Black, calling some overtime between U.S. and Canada, tied at 1.
Here comes the spoon. Natalie Spooner. Spooner trying to crash to that net. It's It's loose in front. Scores! Canada wins it in overtime.
Canada, the 4-time reigning Olympic gold medal champions, they're riding high heading into Pyeongchang, winners of 5 straight contests. And Drew, how about we just change the format? Let's go 7-game series, Canada-US, let the others battle it out for bronze. Like, how good would that be?
If you get any games like that gold medal game back in Sochi, that was the hockey game of the Olympics for sure. So I'd be into that. That's going to be it for us on this week's edition of Loan the Podium. And that's going to be it for 2017 for us. We'll be back after the holidays. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah, and we'll see you in 2018 on Loan the Podium.
Come on. 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2.